First and foremost, I would like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elect men who are pushing this truth diligently, in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing, especially in these end days and times. And shalom to the women, children who watch and learn from these lessons. Hopefully you are edified. Okay? And so, let me start off with a scripture. All right? Because things are heating up. Well, things are already hot. Okay? Prophetically. Okay? Things are hot prophetically. What are these Christians doing, man? What are these people in, the nation of Islam? What are they doing? Okay? These Islamic people, all right, into Islam and into Christianity, they're not running, okay? They're not running and telling you what's going on prophetically. They're not telling you what's going on scripturally. People in your Christian church right now, today is Sunday, man. Those people are celebrating Father's Day. All right? I guarantee you that the men of Great Millstone are throwing up videos, man. Okay? So give me a second. Because somehow all of my Bible, I'm on another device, and all of the Bible tabs for the concordances are down. Salakia. All right. I don't know if I spelled that right, but let me see. Okay, so this is what we this is Obadiah 1:7. All right, 1:7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay? And so, to break that down, all right, Babylon the Great, America, okay, is losing allies. All right, now they're not just going to fall off and not be an ally. Okay? They're not going to do that. Okay, their deception, their backstabbing is going to come, all right, in the form of ICBM nuclear missiles when the time is right. Okay? When the time is right. And now you have this somebody put this up, all right, and this is good. Now I can't play it, but if you know this scene, all right, this is from the movie Goodfellas, all right. This is from the movie Goodfellas, and this is where Joe Pesci, all right, who's the crime boss, Nicky, forgot the last name, all right. He brings out Robert De Niro, all right, to the he takes him out into the desert, all right, and gives him a warning, all right. So, in this case, all right, Nicky, all right, or Joe Pesci is being portrayed as Donald Trump in this scene, talking to Benjamin Netanyahu. Definitely not a Jew. All right. So it says, Trump says, if it weren't for the United States of America, then Israel would not exist right now. Whew. And what does that say now? Man, that says that's a mouthful. And not only that, there was another member of the administration. I don't know if it was J.D. Vance. He called the Israelis a blood. He basically called them genocidal. Okay, called them genocidal. Now this is ultimate. All right. These are what's being said is something that is ultra major, okay? Because that you can't say anything against the 1948er, okay? You know that. So we're gonna go into some prophecy, because what that has done is that's a can of worms that's been opened, okay? And it's not going to be taken lightly, okay? They're going to be trying to make moves, all right, to underhand, well, not underhand, but to pretty much go against this administration, while at the same time needing them, okay? And then it may be something even future, okay? But see, Nero is he's setting himself up. Nero is setting himself up, okay? He's using his time in office to try to set himself up, okay? Him, his family, he's trying to set them up, okay? And any to get them, set up in a higher position, okay? So he's going to go all the way with his ambitions, all right? Because even in the movie, Nikki was saying this to what was this guy name, man, in the movie? What was De Niro's name in the movie? I haven't seen this movie in so long. Then it's one of my favorite movies. But anyway, Nikki, okay, he ended up getting him and his brother, okay. They ended up getting whacked in the desert, okay. They were beat and buried alive, okay. by their own pals, okay, by their own friends, okay, by their own friends. And so Obadiah 1:7 says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. All right. So this is what's about to come to America. All right. You know, and what the 1948er does, okay, what he does is he's not going to do this himself, okay. The 1948er controls the 2/3 of our people. Now, whenever I see, race wars, I see how, because the Bible speaks of race wars. All right, there's going to be sedition among men. All right, um, you know, that's what the Lord brings, separation. Okay, but I look at the funding, or where could these race wars come from? Okay, because this generation of Jake, keep this in mind. Okay, I'll use this. My grandfather wore suits. Okay, his father didn't wear suits because he was a slave. All right, so he wore whatever the slave wore. So initially, my grandfather would wear suits, okay, to show growth, that he was growing away from what my grandfather, who was a slave, was doing. Okay, going down the line, my father, in the 70s, 80s, they wore tight clothes, clothes that really fit them real tight. Nut cutters is what we called them. All right. I didn't want to wear that. Okay. I cried. I didn't want to dress like that. Okay. And so, we started wearing loose fit jeans. All right. Loose fit jeans, which eventually turned into baggy jeans. All right. Now, people say, oh, you're sagging your pants. No. The style or the trend was wearing loose fit jeans, which started with your Levi's, okay, Wrangler, okay. And then, other designers caught on to the trend. And so they made pants baggy. Okay. It was never, they come up with this damn bullshit talking about sagging pants. No, man. Sagging pants, it started with slavery. You damn lie, man. That's a lie. We don't tell lies, man. Okay? Yeah, if that damn slave master was gonna bend or buck break you, that's what the fuck he was gonna do, man. Okay? That was what was going to happen. He was gonna come in whatever you had on. He was gonna take it. That's what Esau does. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, that's why you people that celebrating Juneteenth. All right, you celebrating these damn these days that are making your ass weaker as men, man. Okay, you're supposed to be y'all partying, drinking. Okay, going back to slumber on days that you should be building yourself up, especially spiritually. Your women that are out of control. Women got you, got us all, man. Hey, man, your woman is in your household, man. And she's fucked up. Hey, man, that's a problem. And Esau, okay, hey, that what's happening is designed by the 1948er. Okay, this is his design, because he knows that he can't trust the rest of the Edomites as well. He's the high man on the totem pole. He's not going to let the rest of these damn Edomites catch up with him and get power. Okay, so this is a power push among Esau. All right, Scripture says, if a house be divided against itself, okay, can it stand, Okay, let me get that real quick. We're dealing with prophecy, man. You get that in the scripture, man. Everything is done through the scripture. This is Mark 3:25, and it says, if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. All right. And this is the house of Edom. Idumei. Okay. the Idumeans. Okay. Idumeans. All right. I know how to say this, Idumeans, but there's a guy I was watching. He was saying it kind of different, and I was saying like, hey man, why are you trying to cover up that damn name? It's Idumean. All right. Edom. They hate that label. Okay, they hate that label on them. But so these people are in it, and so they're going to use. They have the money. Amalek has the money to sponsor whatever. Okay, we saw what happened with 9/11. Okay, 9/11. Okay, that job that was on the inside. Okay, they tried to sell you that okay, some people living in a cave were technically advanced to pull off an operation like that. But yet and still, after all of these wars, and there's been no other smart, thing like that done again. All right, nowhere in the world. I mean, you could, back in the 70s and 80s, I used to read stories of how this guy Carlos DeJacco, he would target coffee shops, and that's how these people operate. Okay, but the whole time that was the CIA. All right, so targeting these coffee shops, and then we saw what happened down in Oklahoma City, okay, where Esau targeted little Jake children, because it was Judah and the northern tribe that was in Oklahoma when Timothy McVeigh, okay, took down those buildings that which contained a nursery full of nursery children. And, he was targeting Jake, okay, because that's what Esau is. Esau is these so-called white man, woman. They are terrorists. That's how they operate. Now Amalek, he's the head of them. He's the smallest of them, but he's the head of their tribe. Okay, he has more power, more influence. He's able to get it done. You saw what happened last year when they targeted the it was one of those, whatever, the Palestinian military people, okay, with the cell phones. Okay, somehow these people had cell phones that had devices in them that exploded. So that, to know that, to have the information that those people are going to get those cell phones, particularly, is a work in itself, because you got to have your own like of a cell phone that you like. I like this certain kind of cell phone, but to be able to get a device in that's going to it took out like what, 25 people. They had 25 of these people had this cell phone that they were able to detonate. So this man, Amalek, okay, hey, he's strategic with how he does things, man. He's already, you know, cast the net. All right, and so if you know anything about Amalek or the 1948 or the J Man, all right, they control the entertainment industry here in America. They control the entertainment industry. All right. And so what's, you know, with the United States saying this and trying to stop them, they're going to respond by using Jake. Okay? They're going to respond by using the 2/3. Now let me dig and get something real quick. 1 second.
Wow. This is insane, man. Come on in, Chicago. I know it's real late. We are at a major crime scene on 95th. This is a mass shooting. Shit is sad out here, bro. I can't even keep count of how many people were shot tonight.
Okay, you heard that? And this was on June the 10th. Now, Juneteenth, okay? Jake going around killing Jake. Okay? They not thinking about Juneteenth, all right? They're on another agenda. Okay? And the agenda that they're on is an agenda that is led by Amalek. Okay, and that's why Britain has decided that, you know, social media for people who are not teenagers is against the law. Okay? No social media for people who are not teenagers. Okay? And so what now you have Jake, okay? You know, these and then they're not even YNs, man. Okay, they're like just monkeys with guns. All right, and you know we were always trying to figure out how do these broke individuals get these guns. All right, you know there's sometimes, you know, a lot of times they're stealing them. You know, you can steal them here or there, but no, man, they have accessories. Okay, so those things are being supplied by the 1948er. Okay, the 1948er, he owns all of these rundown slums. Okay, he runs those rundown slums, those apartments. Okay, everywhere in Chicago where it's terrible to live. Okay, on the east side, whether you're on Kingston, Essex, you know, wherever, okay? The 1948er, he owns that, okay? They tore down the projects purposely, okay? With no, you know, with no plan for these Jakes. You know, you had generations of people in projects, you know, with no plan. All right? That was designed by the 1948er. Okay? The educational system has failed. The real education that you are receiving is the ones that you're getting from us. Okay? Through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This is the real education. Okay? There has been no progress stemming from education in the last, 100-something years. Okay? So the 1948ers are sponsoring in one way or maybe many others this violence that you're seeing, these team takeovers. That's the 1948er sponsoring it. How's he doing it? Prove it, prove it. Well, look at the music. He's the one who's sponsoring the music, the trends. He's promoting them. He's putting those trends, he's promoting them and marketing them directly to these broken, uneducated inner city youth. And he's supplying the weapons. He gets those weapons. He's leaving those weapons here and there for those for these children to get. All right? And the education that these children are receiving is terrible. And so, once he decides to shift his trend to, because now you have, and I'm gonna show you how to, so you have to watch the algorithm. See, the algorithm lets you know what's going on, how they're shaping this. So I'm gonna, one minute.
Remember this Asian guy who lit this burning cross in Chicago last week? Well, even though he's wanted for arson by Chicago police, not only did Merlin Lewis send this video to NBC last week identifying himself as the person who lit the cross, but he just did an interview with a local station and he essentially stated that this wasn't about this. And he even claims,
I put a red hat to signify the MAGA hat, the Make America Great Again hat. So that was... yeah, that's what I tied on top.
That's not visible in the one video that was taken by a motorist.
Listen to what he says about the burning cross, though.
I did know about this historical relevance beforehand, but I didn't know the severity.
And remember, hey, before I even knew that it was Moab that did it, I said that Moab, okay, don't count Moab out. Okay, Moab has a hate for you niggas, all right? He has a hate for you. The rest of these nations have a hatred for you, okay? They have a hatred, a utter hatred for you, okay? The hate is, you can smell it, all right? You can touch it, their hate, okay? And that's why I said, listen, when I first aired this video, when it first happened, I said, this could have been Moab. It could have been Ishmael. Hell, it could have been Ham. Don't count Ham out. Okay? And they accept Ham because Ham doesn't have the spirit of Jake. All right? Now, a lot of you, when married you a Hamite, get the fuck on. All right. Oh, Ham is weird. Nathaniel 7, IUIC, they're going to go wake up Ham. Ham hates you, man. And they learned. All right, I forgot. They learned. They were getting tear gas shot at them, explosions. They learned. But we already knew this, right? Through the Spirit. See? But I have some more. Hold on one second.
A race war. They're trying to start a race war, not just from the government, but from all of these occult deities who are acting as different leaders in all these different factions. They want to go against white people,
Now see, this is a brain dead Negro, but guess what? Okay, he peeped the algorithm. Okay? Okay, you know he's brain dead because he has a tattoo on his face. All right, so Jake has went and got tattoos on their face, man, and you got to be some kind of special, especially if you're not a warrior like in making millions. Okay, and you run and get a tattoo on your face. That's hey, but anyway, he knows the soup. All right, he sees it. All right, and guess who's trying to start it? The 1948er, the J-Man. The J-Man is using these stupid Jakes. Okay.
People to go against black. Why? Because when there's this race war and all this death and carnage and all this bullshit happens, they'll be there with their hands up to pick up the pieces and act like the saviors for y'all. Then when y'all come, they'll just rule over you. Use your understanding. They're trying to get you to start a race war.
Okay, and that's all right. Yeah, they're going to be down in those bunkers while all hell is breaking loose. Okay. Because as DJ Trump said, DJ Trump said, if it wasn't for America, there would be no Israel. Okay, he didn't say if it wasn't for the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. He said if it wasn't for America. That's a mouthful, man. That's pride. That's pride. Okay?
They're trying to get you to start a race war. They're trying to start a race.
Is they're setting up the world for race riots. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know if y'all noticed, but my entire algorithm is starting to show white people attack black people. They're showing Asian people attacking black people. The same way they had the Stop Asian Hate thing going on and blah, blah, blah. Then they had the videos showing the Jews getting attacked. Now the algorithm has switched to them trying to provoke us to go out here and start going crazy on everybody.
You know, a lot of people say, hey, strict either kill a lot of people and stuff like that.
Apparently, these fictitious Hollywood heroic war movies have turned these bitch-ass white boys into believers. And now they think they're ready for a race war. Well, let me just tell you something. There's a difference between hate and rage. You guys hate just to hate. You see, black people have been carrying around rage for 400 years from slavery.
Yeah, that don't mean shit. Okay? That don't mean nothing. All right? I don't care how much rage. He said the key word is black. Okay, and as you saw in Chicago, whenever a monkey, okay, because saying black is just saying a monkey, all right, they're liable to kill, to delete, and destroy you for anything. Okay, they're liable to destroy you, you know, over some chips. All right, so you can't trust. That kind of mindset has been created by the 1948er through Esau. Now, yeah, it happened during slavery, but this has always been, Amalek is in control. Okay, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, you know, these people who are so rich you don't even know who they are. Okay, listen, man, the Rothschilds. Listen, I used to work for the Fairmont Hotel, man. Okay, the Fairmont Hotel changed. Those are Rothschild-owned establishments. Man, they have castles. They have destinations and places that shit would hurt Michael Jordan if he went. Okay, would hurt his pockets. And they're just living like that every day. So don't talk about no Jeff Bezos. They got places to go that'll hurt Jeff Bezos' pockets. Talking about the Oppenheimers, and these people own, people own diamond mines, and and those are penny stocks or something like that for these people, man. Get out of here, man. This is above your pay grade, Jake. So this is a spiritual battle, man. Okay, but things are about to get crazy. All right. So Yeah, the madness, people about to start calling the phone. I was able to, Lord willing, I was able to get this video in. And, there's more. There's a lot more to this. All right. A lot more. All right. But this is just, keep your eyes peeled, man. All right. Not saying that this is going to happen. Things like this happen little by little, but who knows? Okay. It could just be one event to where these, what they call YNs, or, little monkeys, they go and, a group of them and start kicking something off with Esau. And this is what Esau is ready for. Okay, Esau, these Edomites are born into houses full of ammunition. Okay, they're born in, and I'm not saying this to punk you out, to make you fearful. Okay, Esau is at the range every day. Okay, as little children, they hunt deer. Not to say there's not no expert Jake. They're expert Jake that that can outdo Esau. Yeah, but you're not going to be around them. Okay, you're not going to be around those people, and a lot of those people, they're going to be fooled by Esau to believing that Esau is cool with them, and Esau is going to ultimately take those people out. Okay, you have military people in a lot of Jake that's in the military. They've got buddy with Esau. Okay, they believe in that military way, and Esau's going to take them out as well. So you're going to be pretty much stuck with the monkeys. Hey, we're the monkeys. You better stop monkeying around. Okay, and that's the spirit that Jake is moving around in today. So again, Lord willing, you edify it, and again, keep your eyes open, man. It's going down. All right, it's happening. Shalom.